Good afternoon and welcome to the 23rd General Membership Meeting of the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines. Please welcome our host for today's meeting, Professional Events Host, Mr. Edroy Lim.
Alright, so good afternoon everyone. I'm sure that everyone's really excited for today's meeting, but of course, I would like to welcome everyone to Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines 23rd General Membership Meeting. So again, my name is Edroy Lim and I'll be your host for today's event. Now, before I go on and continue, I'd like to let you know that we're currently live on the Facebook page of ICCP. So feel free to like and share our page and also this stream. And also, I'd like to invite everyone to also follow and like our social media pages. In Instagram, you can follow us there at israelchamber.ph. And on Twitter, our handle there is at israelchamberph. And of course, also follow us on LinkedIn. Now, before we begin, let me acknowledge our valued sponsors for today's event. And of course, it would not be possible without their support. So I'd like to thank our Platinum members, Black Seal Advisors, Inc., Ethiopian Airlines, and X-Link Events. Also, I'd like to thank our Gold members, Dayanan Business Consultancy, Dusetani Manila, Paragon ICC, Starkey Kosher, and Watermatic Philippines, and Exceed. And also to our event sponsors, Dole Seafront and Harvest. So I'd like to thank everyone for supporting us. To all of our sponsors, thank you. This event would not be possible without your support. And we'd like to start the program with a greeting coming from His Excellency Macairog Alberto, who is the Philippine Ambassador to Israel.
To my dear friend Yoray Ofek and the officers of the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, I wish to congratulate you on the 23rd General Membership Meeting of the ICCP. May we continue to partner with each other in pursuing stronger economic relations between our two countries. Masal tov behatslaka.
Of course, thank you, Ambassador Alberto, for that message. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's listen in to the message of Israel's ambassador to the Philippines, His Excellency Rafael Harpaz.
I would like to congratulate the ICCP for its General Members Meeting and for the election of the new board. You are a major and important partner for the States of Israel. I'm at the end of my term here. In a few days, I'm going to leave the Philippines with great memories from your organization. We need you. We need your support and your involvement in developing our economic and trade relations. So I bless you all. I want to thank you all. Shalom, and see you in Jerusalem.
So thank you for that warm message, Ambassador Harpaz. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's listen into the message of our former ICCP director and now the honorary consul in the Davao Consulate. So please welcome the honorary consul, George Marquez.
His Excellency, Ambassador Rafael Harpaz, Mr. Yoray Ofek, ICCP President, members of the ICCP Board, honored guests. Mazal Tov. The Davao Consulate, your link to Southern Philippines, warmly congratulates you on your 23rd anniversary. Through the hard work of your predecessors and current leadership, I am sure that ICCP will even grow by leaps and bounds. 2021 and onwards will continue to unveil new challenges for the business sector. But the Jewish nation is known for its resiliency, innovation, and determination. These are character traits that every nation on earth should emulate. I am excited for the future of Israel business that venture into the Philippine horizon. And I'm also excited for the future of Israel-Philippine relations. Israeli businessmen are now on an even playing field with every exporter nation on earth. Because of restricted travel and limitations brought on by the pandemic, almost everyone is virtual. You are just as near to us as Singapore or China. Newcomers, to be successful in doing business in the Philippines, I encourage you to enhance your cultural sensitivities. Learn from the example of Netafim, who started here in the early 1980s, and after 35 years, their business prospers through their Philippine partner, Netafil. And finally, on this occasion, let us all thank our outgoing Ambassador Rafael Harpas and his supportive wife, Shuli, whose tireless efforts to bring Israel and the Philippines closer together has contributed to a more vibrant ICCP. No less than our beloved President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, has recognized this, and the Philippine nation, through him, has given Ambassador Rafi the highest Philippine award for meritorious service, the Order of Sikatuna. To you, Ambassador Rafi, we say, next year in Jerusalem, to ICCP, L'chaim.
Thank you very much, Mr. Marquez, again for that another warm message. Now, it gives ICCP so much pride to have you as one of its former directors. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm now pleased to share with you a couple of messages coming from friends of ICCP. So let's play all of this, all the recorded messages coming from the friends of ICCP.
Hello to all the members of the ICCP. Mabuhay po kayong lahat, and I truly hope that each one of us can contribute in making this world a better place. Thank you.
On behalf of the Secretary of the Department of Interior and Local Government, Eduardo M. Año, allow me to congratulate the organizers of the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines on your 23rd General Assembly. Historically, the Philippines and Israel relations dates back since 1947, when the Philippines voted in favor of UN Resolution 181 recommending the partition of Palestine and the establishment of a Jewish state. The Philippines was among the 33 countries who supported the establishment of Israel and the only Asian country who voted for the resolution. And in February 1958, both states signed their Treaty of Friendship. In 2018, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte was the first Philippine president to visit the Jewish state, wherein he promised to reaffirm the people-to-people ties between the two nations based on their significant shared history. As such, the Philippines and Israel shared strong economic, cultural, and military relations that fosters a deep relationship between both nations. Currently, the Philippine government is honored to receive 3 medical experts of the Israel government. The medical experts from Israel's Ministry of Health arrived in the country to help enhance the ongoing vaccination efforts against the coronavirus disease or COVID-19, including sharing of various vaccination rollout models. I am honored to be part of the discussions and activities with the experts from the Israel government to ensure that the Philippines strengthens its policies and protocols to combat this pandemic. We are privileged to learn from the expertise of the government of Israel on how to successfully implement health strategies that would help the country recover from the vast effects of COVID-19. Indeed, Israel's success in curbing the effects of COVID-19 is a global inspiration, and we in the Philippine government are grateful to the generosity of the Israel government in sharing their learnings and strategies for us to benchmark and to adapt to the current needs of the country. On behalf of the Secretary of the Department of the Interior and Local Government, this is DILG Undersecretary Epimaco Densing III, wishing you congratulations as we look forward to fostering stronger relations with Israel. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Good afternoon, Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines officials and members. Thank you for inviting the Department of Finance to this general membership meeting. First of all, on behalf of Finance Secretary Carlos G. Dominguez, we would like to congratulate Mr. Yorak Ofek for a job well done in enjoining the two countries' business sectors to view the pandemic as an opportunity to conduct more online interaction among Israeli and Philippine businessmen. The past year is a year like no other for the ICCP. No one anticipated this global crisis or was fully prepared for its impact. Yet, the Chamber has continued to make progress on its mission to strengthen business relations between the Philippines and Israel by working hand in hand with government agencies, especially in the areas of agriculture and tourism. We recognize the Chamber's efforts in providing much-needed support for the micro, small, and medium enterprises, or MSME sector, which comprises 99.5% of business establishments in the Philippines. We look forward to sustaining this momentum through game-changing economic reforms, especially the recently created Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentives for Enterprises Act, which is the largest stimulus program for businesses in our recent history through corporate income tax reduction and modernization of the country's fiscal incentive system. Another game-changing reform is the FIST, also known as the Financial Institution Strategic Transfer Act. This will protect our banking system from the market pressures induced by the pandemic by enabling banks to efficiently offload their bad loans and assets. This will allow them to grow their loanable funds and extend more support to MSMEs and other businesses in need of credit. These landmark bills will not only jumpstart economic activity and directly benefit the MSME sector, but also attract foreign direct investments, stimulate industries, and create progressive employment opportunities for long-term economic development. Indeed, we can look forward with much hope as we welcome our new board of directors and wish them the best of luck as they start their term. The Department of Finance stands ready to assist the ICCP to achieve our shared goal of promoting stronger trade relations between our two countries. Together, let us rise to the present challenges we are facing and build a more stronger and more resilient economy. Thank you, and we hope you all stay safe.
To the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, dignitaries, partners from the public and private sectors, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant day to everyone. The unprecedented onset of the COVID-19 pandemic early last year caused massive disruption to various businesses and industries. With the imposition of physical restrictions on economic activities to prevent further transmission of the deadly virus, many businesses were forced to maximize the use of information and communications technology, or ICT, for continuity of operations. This action has not only accelerated and expanded the scope of e-commerce across countries, but has also created a new landscape for the commerce industry. While the transition to digital of many businesses is seen as a short-term solution to adapt to the pandemic, the long-term effects of this measure will likely create paradigm shifts with drastic and potentially lasting effects on business organizations. In the Philippines, the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, has responded to the digitalization of the business sector by strengthening the rollout of its programs aimed at automating business registration and transactions in the Philippines to aid businesses in their transition to the new normal. Moving forward, the DICT aims to create an end-to-end permitting system that will allow businesses to fully transact with the government online. Recognizing the impacts and challenges of continuous digitalization during and beyond the pandemic, the DICT fully supports online gatherings, such as the one we have today, where local and international business organizations can discuss and share insights on the future of commerce vis-a-vis the advancements in the field of ICT. As such, on behalf of the DICT, we congratulate the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines for holding such an event, and we hope for the success of your 23rd General Membership Meeting. Thank you.
His Excellency Ambassador Rafael Arpas, Israeli Ambassador to the Philippines, ICCP President Mr. Yorai Ofek, ICCP officers and members, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, good day. I wish to thank Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines President Mr. Ofek for the kind invitation to join your 23rd General Membership Meeting today. It is indeed an honor to be with such a very vibrant and active business group. I also wish to congratulate the newly elected ICCP Board of Directors for 2021 to 2022. We are very happy that the Philippines and Israel have continued to enjoy very strong social, economic, and cultural relations through the years. Our people-to-people exchanges have always been warm, cordial, and there is undeniably great rapport between our citizens. This special bond has taken on greater importance during these very challenging times. Global economies try to contain the effects of the pandemic and survive the economic meltdown through increased cooperation with its allies. Most of you may have joined or heard about the well-attended Philippine-Israel Agro-Business Forum and Business Matching Session last June 16. This highly successful event was organized jointly by the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Ambassador Arpas and the Israel Economic and Commercial Mission to further expand and accelerate the two countries' cooperation in the agricultural sector. We are very happy that Israel opened its economic and commercial mission during the height of the pandemic, which conveys strong confidence in the future of the Philippines and Israeli relations. The other day, the large turnout, quality participation, and the attendees' enthusiasm to learn what leading Israeli companies can offer to develop our agriculture sector's productivity and competitiveness is a testament to the huge, still untapped potential for economic and business cooperation. Under my presidency, PCCI has vigorously advocated innovation as a means to accelerate our growth towards achieving our Ambition 2040, where no Filipino is poor and every Filipino can enjoy a good life. We recognize that an ideal partner is Israel in helping us achieve our development goals. Your country is host to more than 350 R&D centers of some of the world's largest multinational corporations, such as Microsoft, Motorola, Google, Apple, Facebook, Intel, etc. We admire the combination of creativity, discipline, and commitment that allowed Israel business people to create the largest number of startups in the world. It is for this reason that we would like to partner with Israel innovators to help us develop our own capability to innovate and attract multinational technology companies to locate in the Philippines as well. Once the travel restrictions are relaxed, we hope to ask ICCP cooperation in organizing a business mission to Israel. This will be the first ever PCCI business delegation to your country. There are more exciting events coming up, and we are counting on the support of the Israeli Embassy, the Economic and Commercial Mission, the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, and the Federation of Israeli Chambers of Commerce and Industry in achieving our shared objectives with special emphasis on innovation and agriculture sectors. As the Philippines is slowly regaining its footing towards economic recovery, the continued support of ICCP and our counterparts in Israel will be highly strategic and critical. Again, thank you, and we wish you success in all your endeavors. Thank you for the privilege of your time.
Shalom to our dear friends and valued partners in the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines. This is Dr. Madu Monteverde of the Davao City Chamber of Commerce and Industries. The friendship of our two chambers of commerce go a long way for several decades now, and with our related and rekindled ties this year, we have partnered recently in a webinar entitled Impact of Technology in the Sustainable Agriculture. This partnership was made possible by your outgoing President, Yoray Ofek. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Davao City Chamber of Commerce, let me congratulate the outgoing board of the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines for their remarkable performance during their term, despite the challenges we all have been facing for the past year. ICCP's bi-monthly online events for your members are well attended and are always successful. And to your incoming board, congratulations, and may we wish you all the best of luck as your term begins. And we are looking forward to more cooperation and activities with the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines in the future, together with our Davao City Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations, everyone, and hope to see you in the near future.
Dear ICCP members, congratulations for your 23rd General Membership Meeting. I would like to congratulate the outgoing board headed by Yoray Ofek for their contribution for Philippines-Israel economic relations. Despite the pandemic, ICCP was able to host online events with many participants here in the Philippines and to create opportunities for its members. I would like to congratulate also and wish the best of luck to the incoming board for your new term begins. We appreciate your good collaboration with us here at the Economic and Commercial Mission of Israel and Philippines. Thank you again. Marami salamat po.
Hello, mabuhay everyone. I hope everyone is safe and healthy. Thank you for being a part of this event. I would like to thank ICCP for their collaboration with us, with the Tourism Board. And first of all, thank you for the membership being with us in this event. So thank you, Uri, also, for the work and the hard work that the ICCP do during this pandemic. As you know, it's very hard time, but we still collaborate and working together to push business from Israel to Filipino. And I am happy that we're opening in October, PAL will open the new route direct from Manila to Tel Aviv, which will help us, both sides, Israeli and Filipino, to connect and to make more business together. And as you know, also Tourism Board will be opening from 1st of July for tourism to Israel. And hope to see you soon in Israel, and welcome and thank you. See you.
Fellow members of the ICCP, it's such a pleasure and an honor to be addressing you here today. I'd like to thank the ICCP for its remarkable work in building and strengthening the relationship between these two great countries, Israel and the Philippines, countries which share such a warm history. Thank you so much.
May the blessing of the Almighty be upon you. That blessing that He told to Abraham. Those that bless you shall be blessed. May all of you be blessed. God bless the Philippines. God bless Israel.
It is a great honor to be addressing the ICCP. We have done so many projects through the years, and especially this last year, we have promoted the Philippines, and we have promoted Israel and the different foods from Israel and the different projects with Israel. Thank you very much for being part of our community here in the Jewish Association, and we wish the best of luck to the ICCP in the coming years.
So again, we'd like to thank all of our friends who sent in their greetings and messages for today. So I'd like to thank Mr. Boy Abunda, and of course, the Undersecretary Ipamaco V. Densing III of the Department of Interior and Local Government, Undersecretary ASEC Paula Alvarez, Assistant Secretary and Spokesperson of the Department of Finance, also to PCCI President Ambassador Benedicto Yuhico, and also, of course, to Davao Chamber of Commerce President Dr. Malu Monteverde, to DICT Secretary Ringo Honasan, thank you also for sending in your messages. Of course, would I also like to thank Mr. Tomer Havey, Head of Israel's Economic and Trade Mission to the Philippines. Thank you also to Mr. Sami Yahia, Director for India in the Philippines, Ministry of Tourism. Thank you to Rabbi Eliyahu Azaria, Mr. Salito Malca, and Mr. Lee Blumenthal of the Jewish Association of the Philippines. We're so grateful for all of your support and your warm messages for us this afternoon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to share with you another special greeting, and this time around coming from the Mayor of Quezon City. So please welcome the Honorable Joy Belmonte.
To our friends and partners in the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, Shalom. Many lives and livelihoods have been affected in the Philippines because of the global pandemic, and we at the local government of Quezon City deeply appreciate the help that has been extended by the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines through its bi-monthly online events. As an advocate of the joy of urban farming as a way to address food security in the city, I am grateful to the Chamber for launching activities to promote agriculture among Filipinos. The transfer of knowledge from Israeli agriculture experts on irrigation and urban farming to our local food producers with the help of the Department of Agriculture will go a long way in helping LGUs address both nutrition and livelihood challenges in our communities. The Chamber has initiated other laudable projects, including online training for digital skills, such as online recruitment and search engine optimization. These will help boost a company's online presence, will be of great benefit to our Q citizens while they work from home. With all the beautiful beaches and mountain vistas of the Philippines, along with its cosmopolitan lifestyles and thriving areas such as Quezon City, the tourism sector is bound to bounce back after the global pandemic. The Chamber's activities to reach out to local tour operators via Meet Israel 101 will prove to be helpful as they will learn to cater to Israeli tourists. I'm sure that today's presentation of innovations from Israeli companies will be a big boost to our local economy. For all our virtual visitors from Israel who are present today, I would like to extend our warmest invitation to come to Quezon City, so named after our former President Manuel Quezon, who has become part of Israel's rich history. Through solid and strategic partnerships, may we continue to enhance the good relationship that our countries have enjoyed through the years. Mabuhay po kayong lahat, and may everyone stay safe.
Thank you very much, Mayor Belmonte. Our Israeli friends will always be grateful to President Manuel L. Quezon III for opening our doors to the Jewish refugees during World War II. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's listen in to one of ICCP's avid supporters and friends. Of course, he is the Secretary of the Department of Labor and Employment. So please welcome the Honorable Silvestre Bello III.
President Yorak Ofek of the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines and the other officers and members, pleasant good afternoon to all of you. Allow me to commend all of you for your valuable contribution in strengthening bilateral relations between our country and Israel. I am indeed privileged to join you again today in this very significant event. Your general membership meeting is proof of Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines' unwavering dedication and resiliency in helping the business sector overcome new normal challenges. The onset of coronavirus disease prompted the business sector to evolve and change how we do work. In effect, automation and digitalization became the trend in doing business in the new setting. While some of our workers are given the opportunity to upgrade and develop technical skills to keep up with the digital times, some workers, particularly those doing manual work, are on the brink of getting left behind. So as we move further into the digital revolution, I also urge our dear employers to please invest not only in technical or technological advancement, but also in human resource development. With your support, we can foster a workforce that is digitally ready and globally competitive, a very vital element in our common goal of inclusive economic recovery. Finally, I would like to extend my greetings to the new set of ICCP Board of Directors. I am indeed confident that under your new leadership, ICCP will continuously develop plans and programs that will help businesses bounce back and subsequently create more gainful employment in both countries. Again, congratulations, and I wish you a fruitful and productive day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Secretary Bello, for your warm message and, of course, for supporting us here at ICCP. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's now hear from one of our distinguished honorary members, the Director General of the Philippine Economic Zone Authority. So please welcome Brigadier General Charito Plaza.
His Excellency Rafael Harpaz, our beloved Israel Ambassador to the Philippines, Mr. Yorai Ofek, the ICCP President, ICCP Board of Directors and members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I wish to extend my warmest congratulations to the officers and members of the Israeli Chamber of Commerce in the Philippines on this very special occasion, the 23rd General Membership Meeting. The Philippine Economic Zone Authority takes much pride in its strong partnership with ICCP over the years since its creation in 1995. We are very thankful for the ICCP members' significant contribution in shaping a better economic landscape for the country through its rigorous efforts in attracting and promoting investments in the Philippines. Currently, PESA has registered 7 Israeli companies that employ 201 workers and generate 114.5 million pesos of investments and $1 million of exports as of March 2021. And hopefully, it will continuously grow. While these companies contribute in our vibrant economy, we aim to attract more Israeli investors in the Philippines and widen our reach for industries unique only in the Middle East. Now, in the new normal and in the years to come, in the spirit of amity, mutual respect, and shared hope for international peace and economic stability, PESA is committed to fully support ICCP in its plans and programs in the years to come in the Philippines and be partners in the global supply chain. We must continue to turn threats into opportunities and create avenues to attract investors in the Philippines. By thinking global and acting local, PESA continues to perform its mandate in totality and create platforms to explore and build new partnerships with various institutions in government and in the private sector, locally and abroad, to promote and enhance the competitiveness of Philippine exports and investments. We thank you for your continuous support of PESA's endeavors, particularly in making the Philippines an investment haven in Asia. Hand in hand, let us promote Galing Pinas, Galing Pinas. Made in the Philippines is the best, and the Philippines is best to invest in. Thank you. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. Shalom, everyone.
Toda Rava, Director General Plaza, the ICCP supports you in promoting investments here in the Philippines. As you all know, ladies and gentlemen, our mission is to promote bilateral trade between Israel and the Philippines. And we live by that mission every day, and we support your call for businesses to invest in the Philippines. We now give you another honorary member who has been truly supportive in our events and activities related to agriculture. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture, Dr. William Dar.
Good day to all. Members of the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, fellow government officials, private sector, and everyone who are here and online, a good day to everyone. It is an honor to join all of you as an honorary member in this 23rd General Membership Training. The joint ventures between the ICCP and Israel-based companies has helped the agriculture sector in the country, especially on the industries that has shortage on fertilizers. This venture also allowed the ICCP to introduce the new Filtration Limited, which is looking for a B2B linkage for its technology on filtration and sanitization of fresh water. Now more than ever, we are calling upon everyone's cooperation, including the private sectors, for your strengths and contributions for the future of Philippine agriculture. Let's continue to work together towards our goal of a food secure and resilient Philippines with empowered and prosperous farmers and fisherfolk. Thank you and a blessed day to everyone.
Thank you again, Dr. Dar. We're so excited to partner again with the Department of Agriculture in the coming months. Now, let's hear another message coming from the Secretary of the Department of Tourism of the Philippines. So please welcome Secretary Bernadette Romulo Puya.
Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines President Yoray Ofek, members of the ICCP, Shalom and good day. The Department of Tourism wishes everyone a wonderful event today as you hold your 23rd General Membership Meeting. The DOT and the ICCP have been working together over the course of the pandemic, organizing online tourism events for both our respective markets. We presented a webinar called Meet Israel 101, an event that helped familiarize our local tour operators with Israeli tourists and their culture. We look forward to partnering on more projects, most especially on the return of tourists. We are hoping for the IATF's approval of the proposed green lanes for vaccinated travelers so that people from Israel can once again experience Filipino hospitality and our delightful destinations. Today's guests from innovative Israel tech companies remind us of the need to safely reopen borders, not just for travel, but also for investment. The Philippines has benefited greatly from Israeli technology transfer in various sectors, most especially in agriculture and defense. Today, we are committed more than ever to strengthening our relationship and forging more partnerships. We also welcome the remarks of His Excellency Ambassador Rafael Harpas, who affirmed his support for the Philippines through the sharing of Israel's best practices and technologies that enable the country to beat COVID-19 effectively and efficiently and thus return to normal life. We are grateful for the great friendship our two countries share, and we hope to meet you all physically in the near future. Toda Rabah and mabuhay.
Toda Rabah, Secretary Puyat, and of course, we cannot wait to do another joint event with the Department of Tourism very soon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's listen into the message coming from the Honorable Senator Cynthia Villar.
To all in attendance at today's Israel Chamber of Commerce Philippines 23rd General Membership Meeting. Thank you for inviting me to join you in what I hope to be a fruitful and meaningful discussion on the future of business and sustainable development. Israel has been very generous with the assistance it has given to the Philippines over the years, especially with the technology on agricultural improvement you have shared with us. I will always be grateful for the positive view Israel has of my country, and I join everyone here to welcome the new board of directors to lead the Israel Chamber of Commerce. Over the years, the volume of bilateral trade between Israel and the Philippines continue to grow. I hope that you would continue to look favorably upon the Philippines as a potential investment partner. I look forward to the innovations to be presented by Aura Air, AgroScout, and GoTech Vision. I'm especially interested and very much looking forward to AgroScout's presentation on crops early disease and pest detection system, as this issue remains a major concern of many Filipino farmers. May everyone have a blessed day. Thank you and keep safe.
Thank you very much, Senator Villar, for that message. Now, allow us to share with you a message, this time coming around from the Honorable Senator Sonny Angara.
Our greetings to the members and guests of the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, especially to outgoing Ambassador Harpaz, to your President, Mr. Ofek, and your Executive Director, Ms. Lopez. Thank you for inviting me to your event. And as you know, there's a long history between our countries going back to the creation of the State of Israel. And I think the Philippines has always been supportive of Israeli efforts, and likewise. And we thank Israel, the people of Israel, the government of Israel for extending a hand of friendship to our country. And we wish to deepen these ties. We admire how innovation and research and development have really played a big role in shaping the economy of Israel. And we hope we can do the same here in the Philippines. So mabuhay, shalom, good luck in the future.
Thank you very much, Senator Angara. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to share with you a message coming from the Vice President of the Philippines. So please welcome Her Excellency Vice President Leni Robredo.
Good afternoon to the members of the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines as you gather for your 23rd General Membership Meeting. Congratulations on organizing this gathering despite the challenges of physical distancing. I hope you are all keeping safe and well. Pandemic or not, this day is always filled with excitement and stories as you remember the year that has been and look forward to the future together. Today, we gather in this virtual space, still resilient and still determined to celebrate the ties that bind us and the dreams that unite our peoples. COVID-19 remains the world's most urgent challenge, and I know that you at ICCP are feeling its impact. Suddenly and unexpectedly, the stability and the predictability of outcomes that allow businesses to flourish have been replaced with anxiety and uncertainty. Questions arise. How do we navigate this challenge? How do we build back better? How do we move our industries and economies towards a more resilient post-COVID era? These questions form the spirit of this virtual gathering. From where I stand, and as you have shown in your long history as an organization, one truth is becoming more evident by the day. It is solidarity that paves our way forward. The pandemic has been a stark reminder. The only way through any crisis is together. The bigger the challenge, the greater the imperative for us to put our heads together in pursuit of a shared goal, to survive, to adapt, to build a truly better normal for all. I know that this spirit of collaboration and communal responsibility is not something new to your organization, and it's brought to the foreground during this time of crisis. Despite the restrictions brought by COVID-19, you have managed to work side by side with the Philippines Department of Agriculture and tapped experts from Israel for online events on irrigation and urban farming. I have learned that you also partnered with the Department of Tourism to help local tour operators here in catering to Israeli tourists, educating them on Hebrew culture and traditions. Thank you for everything you do to provide opportunities and uplift the lives of our people. Despite the challenges, your organization is proof positive that we can always draw strength from each other, that we are one community, resilient because we are together, not just in facing down the greatest crisis of our times, but in forging a better normal for all. So as you gather today, celebrate your history, our shared history, as members of the human race, and strengthen your bonds of fellowship. Deepen existing collaborations and find ways to work on a wider and more impactful scale. Get to know your peers more, find commonalities, and initiate projects together. Share your best practices, innovations, plans, and experiences. And perhaps most importantly, reaffirm the values that bind you together, and that in fact bind you with the rest of humanity in pursuit of a shared horizon. Yes, the ground has shifted beneath our feet, but now more than ever, we are called to embrace this change, to seize it, and to reshape the present into a better future for all. It is my hope that the same spirit of grit and determination that have seen your own organization and enterprises through past challenges will continue to propel you forward. May you use this spirit to invigorate your communities, to support other industries in your midst, and to ultimately respond to the call of building a better world. A world where each individual can thrive and survive, where every citizen can dream of a brighter future, not only for his family, but for his community and for the whole of humanity. Again, congratulations to ICCP. Mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you very much, Vice President Robredo, for inspiring us with that message, and most especially to the business sector who joined us this afternoon. But indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the past year was a year like no other for ICCP. And we're humbled because despite the restrictions, members continue to join the ICCP, and we were able to reach out to all of you through online events just like this one. And our board of directors had a very busy term for the past year. Now, to tell you more about the successful term that was, let me introduce to you our next speaker. He is last year's president of ICCP. Prior to his presidency, he was also an active director of the ICCP from 2018 to 2020. He was also the former country manager of Cape Technologies and former director of CCW TransConnection Asia. Besides that, ladies and gentlemen, please, to deliver this time around the President's Report for 2020 to 2021, let's give a virtual round of applause to our hard-working President, Mr. Yorai Ofek.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I begin, allow me to acknowledge the presence of our friends from the Philippine Embassy in Tel Aviv, our friends from the Embassy of Israel in the Philippines. I also would like to thank many of our distinguished guest personalities who are with us today and who greeted us before the start of the program. Thank you very much. I would like to thank our valued member who took the time today to join us. I wish each and every one of you the best of luck in our raffle at the end of the program. We're going to raffle 2 tickets back and forth to Tel Aviv. Thank you to our Platinum member, Ethiopian Airlines, and their country manager, the marketing manager that are here with us this afternoon. Thanks to their generosity, we were able to do the biggest prize so far in the GMM, and we're looking forward for an exciting program ahead. This afternoon, I'm excited to share with you some of our activities this year, our achievements, our program And of course, big part of tonight was the elections. I hope everyone took their democratic right and participate, and hoping for a strong board of director for the next year to keep up this important mission of promoting, engaging, and bringing the Israeli and the Filipino business relationship to new heights. This year, despite the pandemic, as you can see, we actually increased the number of members. The composition of the members is a bit different. As you can see, we have the highest number of platinum and gold members. We improved the corporate members. In terms of the financial standing and the engagement, we see more corporate members, we see more premium members. The fact that we have those type of membership will enable us to do many events. Those events were attended by hundreds of participants. And for me, the most important, they were accessible and they were free. And despite those facts, we kept bringing the most relevant and targeted audience to those events. As we all know, we were not able to do physical events, but we kept on doing digital online events, at least 2 events per month with different partners, different agencies, and each event was able to get the relevant and the targeted audience. Depends on the speaker, depends on the committee involved. One of our most active committees, it's the agriculture committees, headed by our board member, Mr. Toto Barcelona. We had 2 very successful events, were headed by international and Israeli experts talking about precision irrigation and urban farming. They were joined by representatives of the Department of Agriculture and greeted by the Secretary. In partnership with the Department of Tourism and the Committee for Tourism headed by our board member, Yoav Golan, we were able to do 2 big events, strengthening the ties through travel and accelerating tourism recovery. Both were joined by people as Sami from the Ministry of Tourism of Israel, our dear Filipino ambassador in Israel, Ambassador Alberto, and greeted by the Secretary, Sec Bernadette Romolo Puyat. Some of those events were featured in different media outlets, both local and international, including in the Manila Bulletin and other international outlets. As mentioned before, part of our program, we try to involve our corporate members. We had an event in partnership with the Black Seal Advisors, our Platinum member, Trends in Digital Recruitment. It was a successful event attended by the hundreds with key people from the HR industry. We had an event, SEO 101, with TrueLogic and our dear member, Mr. Guerrero, our President Emeritus and a close friend of our organization. Both were very successful events, very meaningful. The feedback that we received from the people, that they were amazed that this type of content is given for free. And we are very happy. Looking forward, we're looking to engage with our members and bring more events that supporting their businesses, and at the same time bringing relevant content and information to our members. Of course, we still would like to have fun, even if it's in front of the camera. in the most relaxing environment of our house or office. So we did 2 networking nights, one celebrating Purim and one with a winery in Israel. We gave the members and the crowd the option to buy the wine or to buy Israeli food. It was delivered to their houses, and they enjoy some beautiful wine and food while hearing very interesting the stories behind it. Of course, big part of our organization is to donate some of our charity. We were able, with the great assistance of our dear friends, to donate to the PNP. It was covered by media. This year, we continue to nurture our partnership with our natural friends and partners, and it was a very, very successful year in terms of cooperation between us to our partners. We are grateful for our strong connection and relationship with the Embassy of Israel in the Philippines, headed by Ambassador Rafael Herpaz and his team, Deputy Chief of Mission Nir, the Consul Department. It was my honor to work closely with them in promoting Israel. They were accessible to us at any time. They attended our events, and we see them as our natural partners. Thank you very much. Of course, the Philippine Embassy in Tel Aviv, headed by Ambassador Marikrug Alberto, our dear friend. We able to see him before he started his mission and while he visited the Philippines. Thank you always for the support and the guidance. Thank you, General. Of course, our friends in the FICC, Mr. Zeev Levi, Shai, their team, thank you for the opportunities. The FICC is bringing a lot of business opportunities from Israeli importers and exporters that looking at the Philippines market. It's some of the value we are bringing to our friends. Those opportunities are coming from them. Please keep on sending them. It's giving a great help, and it's important than ever. Thank you. The Jewish Association of the Philippines, headed by Mr. Lee Blumenthal. The Jewish Association of the Philippines, located in the synagogue in Makati. It's the place of the community. They are participating in our events, and for us, it's a great partnership and our dear friends. This year, the ICCP rekindled the relationship with the Davao Chamber of Commerce, thanks to Mr. George Marquez, our honorary consul in Davao. We had a successful event with them, and we are looking forward to more events and cooperation between the two chambers. We met with the new president, and we are looking forward for more events, and hopefully in the near future to meet them in person. Thank you, George. This year, the ICCP was happy to join partnership with Xlink, headed by Miss Mitch Ballesteros, in bringing the whole online event to a new level. Thank you very much for your support, and we're looking forward to keep working with you. This year, we are able to form a strategical partnership with DOOH, Digital Out-of-Home Marketing, headed by Mr. Alvin, with supporting us in a big campaign for promoting peace across the Middle East and blessing the new elected president for Israel. I would like to personally thank Alvin for the support in the ICCP and for a fruitful friendship between the Israeli community and Alvin and his company. Thank you very much. This year will not be possible without the great help of the board of directors. I would like to personally thank each one of you guys. David, Yoav, Rose, Eli, Toto, Dorothy, and Idan. Thank you for supporting, guiding, and participating in this term of the ICCP. It was a great honor to serve you, to serve our members, and to keep push for stronger than ever relationship between Israel and the Philippines. As well, I would like to thank our great staff, headed by Miss Jane Lopez and Mr. Frenidant. Thank you guys. Without you being attending and supporting, I'm talking to Jane 12 times a day, and she's being the force and the engine behind this organization. Jane, thank you so much for being our executive director and being part of the family. Thank you. Guys, thank you very, very much. I would like to wish all of you to stay safe. Great future ahead of us. A lot of opportunities. We need to be strong. We need to keep push for stronger than ever relationship. Maraming salamat po. Toda raba ולהתראות.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ofek, and to the outgoing ICCP Board of Directors for all that you have done for the Chamber during your term. Of course, congratulations on your very productive leadership term. It is impressive to see all the partnerships, all of the events and activities that you have done despite the pandemic that we're in. And this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, we have invited two innovative companies from Israel to make a presentation for all of us. Now, before I introduce our first speaker, please be reminded that we'll have a short Q&A portion just right after the presentation of our first speaker. Please type your questions at the chat box that we have here in Zoom, and we'll try to answer them all right after the presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our first speaker is a graduate of Bachelor's degree in International Relations and East Asian Studies from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. She is also a former captain in the Israeli Air Defense Artillery Force. She is also the former Business Development and Technology Corporation Associate Manager in Schenck Enterprises and the Sales Manager for Caprice NDC. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to one of our special guests this afternoon, the Asia Pacific Regional Director for Aura Air, Ms. Yael Shemesh.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today. Thank you, Israeli Chamber of Commerce in the Philippines, for holding this event. My name is Yael Shemesh. I'm the Regional Director for the APAC region here in Aura Air. We'll be very much happy to tell you a little bit about us today and the amazing device that you see right here behind me. So please allow me just 1 second to share my screen and we can get going. Okay, so assuming everyone can see my screen now, so this is Aura Air. Aura is a comprehensive solution for indoor air quality management. We do everything A to Z, from detection and monitoring through filtration and disinfection of the air, all the way to giving you recommendations and insights about how to best manage the air quality indoor. Aura is 4 years old. We were founded in 2017. Ever since, we had 3.5 difficult years of research and development. And in August 2020, we have started commercial activity, and this is where all the fun began. We're today operating in over 50 countries worldwide, working with over 200 partners, resellers, distributors, agents, and so on, with some of the biggest names that I'm very proud to show down here. And we're looking for more great partners to join our family everywhere in the world. So how do we do it? How do we do everything that this wonderful device behind me is doing? We are working in 4 steps. All of them are working simultaneously and constantly. The first one being detection and monitoring of the air quality. Aura has its own sensors to detect the air quality indoor in real time, according to the parameters that you see here on the left. We detect smoke, CO, CO2, VOCs, particles of 2.5 and 10 millimeters temperature and humidity. And we also detect in real time the outdoor air quality according to the parameters that you see here on the right using third-party services. After we know the indoor and the outdoor air quality, we can move on to the next stage of using Aura's smart and patented algorithm that allows us to control, define, and modify all the devices that we have on site. Now here I will make a short stop to explain that Aura, the hardware that you see behind me, has two different products in terms of software. One is a consumer software, is a consumer solution. It's a great smartphone application, highly personalized, we will talk about later. And the second one is the enterprise solution. This is Aura's real value proposition is coming into use. So what you can see here on the screen is how our web platform looks like for the enterprise solution. You can deploy on it an endless number of devices. You can see the air quality outdoors in every given time. You can see all the devices that you have installed here. You can divide them to groups and to floors, detect air quality in each and every single room in every single time. You can define thresholds of air quality you would like to maintain in your facility and get alerts accordingly. And of course, it has many, many usages. Really depends on the end user, if we will have some time in the end so we can do a short demo. So this is the web platform. If I'm moving on to the third stage, so this is where we talk about the core of technology of disinfection and filtration of the air. The first one being the PREF filter. The PREF filter, we here use three different technologies and four different unique stages of filtration and disinfection of the air. First one being the PREF filter, very similar to what we can find in an AC unit at home. The second one being the Ray filter. This is also patented by Aura. This is our main patent, this great filter that has three different layers. The first is a HEPA filter. The second one is a copper layer to absorb smells, bad gases, and VOCs. And the third part is a copper fabric. I don't know if any of you is familiar with the qualities of copper, but it has the ability to kill, destroy, and eliminate all bacteria, viruses, mold, fungi, and so on and so forth. So this is our Ray filter, the only consumable actually for the device. The third stage is the sterilizer. The sterilizer is this blue cassette that you see here. This is high-end bipolar ionization technology. The sterilizer is actually actively releasing positive and negative ions into the room. They hunt down bacteria, viruses, mold, and other pollutants. You can see here, for example, inside a refrigerator, what happens after 2 weeks with and without the sterilizer. The differences are amazing. The sterilizer is also important because it is a proactive approach of disinfection of the air. All the air in the room is being purified while it is running through the device and going through the filter, but the sterilizer is actually a proactive approach. It releases the ions into the room and they proactively go and hunt down bacteria and viruses. Going back to this slide, so last but not least, we also have the UVC LEDs. 4 UVC LEDs are installed in the 4 sides of the device. Of course, there is no exposure to the human skin, and it's perfectly safe to use while there are people in the room. And the UVC is another great mechanism of disinfection of the air. So those are the 4 different unique stages of disinfection and filtration of the air. Now, of course, all the information I'm sharing with you was backed by lab results, lab tests, and clinical trials. And of course, we would be very much happy to share the results. We joined hand with institutions from all over the world. EPA is an American standard, I'm sure you're familiar with. Sheba is one of the top 10 hospitals in the world for 3 years in a row now. Even the Spanish Ministry of Defense have tested our devices before they were installed in the King's Palace and so on and so forth. Here you can see, for example, the Petri plates. It's from a trial we conducted in the #1 institution in Israel. It's a Technion. What happens after 1 hour in a room with and without our devices. The results were just amazing. To briefly talk about coronavirus. So actually the development of Aura has started long before the outbreak of the corona. We have deployed our devices into hospital to see if we can try and address the very well-known problem of disinfection in hospitals. And we came to know that our devices were very efficient against influenza virus. And then there was this COVID outbreak, and we said, okay, let's test the devices for COVID as well. We conducted 2 clinical trials, and both of them resulted with over 99.9% success in disinfecting coronavirus from the air. The first one was in direct exposure for every single one of the components, and the second one was an aerosol trial. We put the device inside of a chamber, and we used an aerosol generator to try and simulate the way the coronavirus is being transferred from one person to the other. And again, we had amazing results of over 99.9% success in disinfecting coronavirus from the air. We're very happy about that. Really boosted us forward, I have to admit. Going back to the 4 stages, so Aura is an IoT device. It's a smart device. It accumulates a great deal of data because of the sensors, and this is where it's all coming into use. So as I said before, we have 2 software solutions for the device that you see behind me. The first one, as I mentioned before, is the consumer solution. This is for a private user at home. You can see it's a great application, great UX UI. It can be highly personalized to the end user. You can see here, you can insert any kind of medical information about yourself. For example, if there is a pregnant woman at home, someone suffers from allergies, a heart condition, lung disease, all this information can be inserted into Aura, and then Aura's personal assistant, we call her Heidi, can get to know you to a very good level and give you recommendations and insights about how to best manage the air quality indoors. So for example, if I suffer from allergies, and today allergens outside are very high, so Aura Heidi will give me a recommendation, give me a push notification in the morning saying, good morning, today the air quality outdoors is this and that, and we recommend that you close up your windows and exercise indoors. So this is just one example. Also, what is very important to say here is that we use Open API. So the Open API enables Aura to integrate with smart building management systems and smart home systems. So for example, if we're talking about the consumer application, so Aura can integrate into smart home systems such as Amazon Alexa or Google Home Assistant. And if we're talking about the enterprise solution, the one that you see here on the right, so Aura can integrate into smart building management systems such as the electricity system, the HVAC system, and so on and so forth. It can have very, very daily usages. For example, if I booked my conference room to 3 o'clock, so exactly at 2:45, Aura will start working in a higher capacity. So I have the conference room prepared for my disposal, clean and safe at exactly 3 o'clock. So this is a minor usage, for example, and in the bigger usages of that, so Aura can help us save energy and to make a much more efficient and greener building management. A quick word about our manufacturer, Bethel Industries. It's a German community that established its factories here in Israel. They're operating in over 100 countries worldwide, and they are one of the best CBRN measures manufacturers in the world. We can talk about them for hours. Another thing that is very beautiful about Aura is that it is suitable for every indoor environment. So up to date, we have installed Aura in hospitals and clinics, and also in educational institutions, healthcare centers, public transportations, private homes, nursing home, offices, residential, and so on and so on. So the opportunity is actually very big, which makes our partnerships in the world are very much different from one another. We have distributors who are HVAC distributors and medical device distributors, and so on and so forth. Here are some examples of the places that we have been operating so far. Educational institutions. This is an example from Cambridge Municipality in the US, where we have installed over 1,000 devices. Here are some pictures from there. Hotels and hospitality, and of course, we can go on and on with the examples. Allow me just 1 second. Well, maybe we have some time for a demo, do we? Yes. Okay, so allow me please to share my screen again and show you how our dashboard looks like. Okay, so this is our dashboard. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Aura, we can detect the outdoor air quality in every given time. I can see that the air quality now in Tel Aviv is 115 out of 500. This is a world index for air quality. The 500 value is the most pollutant one, 0 is the cleanest. So today in Tel Aviv, we have 115. It's not the cleanest, it's not the worst, it's okay, it's moderate. Just one second, I need to refresh my page. Amazing. The yellow color here will indicate this. I can see that the colors, the temperature and humidity are at the values that we see here and the pollens. Now here I can see all the devices that I have here deployed in our office space. I can see which of them is not connected to Wi-Fi. I can see what is the air quality in each and every one of the rooms. I can divide them to groups and to floors for my convenience, so I can control an entire floor from one space. And I have this menu bar over here with an endless possibilities. So let's, for example, choose the device that is right here behind me. I'm sitting in the big conference room, there it is. So I can look at it. Already I can see that the indoor air quality is much better than what I have outside. The indoor air quality is 80 out of 500. The outdoors, we just saw it, which was 115. Now, if I'll do a short manipulation on the device, for example, here I have a smoke detector tester. It's a very common device we are using. And I will manipulate the device just a little bit. I'll spray it on. So we will see in just a few seconds how the sensors sense that there was a deterioration in the air quality, and we will see the readings of it. So stay with me here on the screen, and in just a minute, we will see that the value here are increasing, and this line over here will show us exactly what seems to be the problem, if it's PM 2.5 or PM 10 and so on. So the value is now 80. And we will wait for it to, there it is. Okay, and immediately we see that the air quality is going down and down. I don't know if you can hear it behind me, but the device automatically have increased the capacity. It's working in a higher intensity, okay, and the fan speed is much higher, so it will address the problem much quicker. Now, if I'll go to devices, for example, so I can export a QR code for each and every single one of the devices. So big conference room, this is the mobile QR code, and you guys can scan it with your phone right now, and you can see the air quality indoor and outdoor. So this, for example, is a very good solution for hotels and hospitals that our customers can give information, access to information to their customers, and give them a clear reading of the air quality, and give them a sense of safety and confidence that the air is being purified and the air quality is much better than what they are experiencing outside. So this is a great feature. Of course, we love it. Going back here, so I'm going back to the dashboard. If I'll go and look again at the big conference room, so I'll see that the values are, of course, going down. So of course, the device has many more features, and I will be very much happy to explain about all of them, but our time is limited. So thank you very much for listening. I would be very much happy to take questions. Thank you guys again for having me, and back to you.
All right, so thank you very much, Yael, for that presentation. And of course, we have actually questions coming from our attendees. So hi, Yael, first of all, good day to you.
Thank you, good day. Great webinar you have here today.
Thank you very much also, Yael. Now, very informative presentation. Now, a couple of questions coming from our viewers and our attendees for today. Now, actually, Mr. Sebastian Ang Yongto is actually asking, how much is the Aura Air unit and where can he buy it? And a follow-up question coming from Ms. Rosemary Galang, is Aura Air available here in the Philippines?
Okay, so one of the reasons it was very important for me to join you guys today is because Philippines is really on our focus right now. We are developing the markets in Southeast Asia, and we have great partners throughout the region. But still, and I hate to say it, not working still in the Philippines. We are, of course, in negotiations and working towards that, but the device is not yet available in the Philippines. So for one or two devices, you can always contact me and I can help you purchase it. But we're looking for good, strong partners to help us penetrate this fabulous market.
All right. So thank you for that. For answering that question, Yael. Another question here coming from Dr. Al Santiago. Can I get a copy of the clinical trial when you tested Aura Air?
Absolutely. Send me an email and I'll get back to you with all the clinical trial results and the information we have.
There you go. So you can just feel that you guys are very confident with your product, because some other companies would say, no, I'm not going to give you a copy of it.
First of all, it's pretty. It's a lovely device. It's very beautiful. And of course, I'm very confident it has a great B2C app and a B2B app, and it's an amazing enterprise solution. So absolutely, yes. Very confident.
Yes. And also, here's another question. Can we have, coming from Ms. Jocelyn Uy Malong Ayon, can we have the Aura app installed and monitor ours? So is it available freely, like in the Play Store or in the App Store? Or is it an app that comes together when you buy the product?
So you can download the app right now if you go on the App Store or on Google Play. But if you don't have a device to be connected to the application, so it will not be so valuable for you. The app is free. You can download it, of course, at any time. But if it's not connected yet to a device, so the features that you will be able to experience are quite limited.
There you go. And another question coming in. Are you guys open for Philippine distributors?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, actually, I think that's one of the things that we're actually looking for with this presentation, right, Yael? Now, here's another question. Per unit, the per unit of Aura Air, how big of a coverage does it have in terms of like in square meters or square feet?
The recommended room size is 55 square meters for Aura.
There you go. So I'm just trying to look at the chat box if there's any other questions coming in for you, Yael. But yeah, very interesting product, especially in this time that we have the pandemic. Everyone's conscious about the air that they breathe in. So here's another question coming from Miss Rosemary Galang. Can you send us your email address and contact details for possible collaboration and installation in a hospital opening by 2023?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. When we finish the Q&A, I'll be happy to write in the chat box my contact information, and feel free to reach out, please.
Sure. So one more question coming in from Mr. Al Santiago. Can this be used in the intensive care unit?
Yes, absolutely. We have already installed in hospitals, both here in Israel and in other countries worldwide.
So there you go. So thank you very much for answering all of the questions coming from our attendees.
Very, very much for having me today. It was a great pleasure to be here.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, again, a round of applause for Ms. Yael Shemesh from Aura Air. Thank you, Yael.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And also for our viewers and for our attendees for tonight. And if you have any more questions that was not asked this evening, please, ladies and gentlemen, you can email the Secretariat of ICCP. That's secretariat@iccp.ph, and we'll get back to you right away. So again, if you have any further questions, please do email us. So again, thank you, Ms. Yael Shemesh of Aura Air, for joining us this evening. So how about a virtual round of applause for Yael? And now, ladies and gentlemen, our second speaker is ready. But again, before I go on and introduce him, let me inform everyone that we have a Q&A session just right after his presentation. So please, just like the same process that we had earlier on, type it in our chat box. So let's give a virtual round of applause for our second speaker, the CEO and co-founder of GoTech Vision Limited, Mr. Yossi Cohen.
I'm Joseph Cohen, the CEO of GoTech Vision. Thank you for having me in this meeting. GoTech Vision is a developer of Genesis, command and control software. Before I start, I want to give you some general background on the field in which we are dealing with. The world we live in is laden with a lot of security threats and intelligence information. And for that, we have a lot of security systems like CCTV camera, alarm systems, access control, face recognition, and many more security systems. All of that is to allow us a better security to all our assets. Genesis as a platform allows you to take this whole world and manage it in one place, including cross-platform rules, smart video analytics, and many more capabilities in a simple and efficiently way. Now I will present a short clip, 1 minute long, which describes the essence of Genesis system.
Solutions, flexible and configurable, cloud services, small to large scale, real-time alerts, geospatial, reporting, automated rules and action. Genesis, where vision meets reality.
Genesis as a scalable and easy to implement system allows you to take any project, small and large, and implement what is required in the project easily and quickly. If it's military facility, smart city, airport, big corporation, shopping center, hospital, or private home, Genesis takes this whole complex world and provides tools for management of incoming events in the most effective way.
Attention, video analytics activated. Attention, video analytics activated.
In the example before you, we have received a video analytics alert. Parallel to the event line, we received an audible alert, and video alert was collected on the pop-up screen. We will now manage the event according to the predefined work process. Any event from any component can have its own private management workflow. The call center does not have to remember the procedure, and he receives all the contact details and appropriate instructions for managing the event quickly and efficiently as requested. And what is the problem that we are trying to solve? There are almost no systems with high cost effectiveness, with multiple interfaces and easy for implementation. Most of the market is heavy, complex, and expensive. Genesis takes this whole world and simplifies everything. We will now demonstrate the ability to set up a new rule. We define a new rule to pop up video windows at entry of a video analytics event. The window contains live video, playback, and snapshot. Genesis can manage many incoming events quickly and efficiently. Later we will present this capability. We will now get the action we defined in the newly defined rule.
Attention, video analytics activated. Attention, video analytics activated.
As we see in the window that popped up, we can see live playback and snapshot of the objects that triggered the video analytics. And now we will manage the incoming event according to the predefined workflow. In Genesis, video research can be performed from multiple VMS sources and manufacturers of various recording systems in full synchronizing. You can also download recording files quickly and efficiently from any video source connected to Genesis. This is a partial list of the types of systems and integration that Genesis connect to. PA and intercom, video analytics, cyber, emergency buttons, alarm systems, fire alarm, CCTV, VMS, access control, RFID, biometrics. Everything is fully controlled from Genesis. Genesis as a flexible system allows you to work in a wide range of verticals. High security facilities, logistics and retail centers, industries, hospital and medical, hotels and hospitality, municipality. Among our clients are government companies, government authorities, and leading companies in Israel. Israeli Airport Authority, Ministry of Labor, Israeli Military Industries, Israeli Security Authority. Our solution is proven in many places and companies in Israel. This is a list of some of our customers. Each project is up to hundreds to thousands cameras, I/O, and many other devices that connected to Genesis. Communication and television company, one of the biggest companies in Israel, HOT. Barzilai Hospital. Sela Logistics, one of the leading logistics centers in Israel, and many more customers. If you are looking for a command and control system, smart and fast to implement, Genesis is your solution. Thank you for your time.
All right. So again, thank you very much, Mr. Yossi, for that wonderful presentation. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions for Mr. Yossi, you may go ahead and leave your message or leave your questions in our chat box just below in this stream. Hi, Mr. Yossi. Good afternoon. Good evening. I should say good evening. Hi, sir. Good evening. Now, before we go on and ask the questions coming from our attendees, I actually have a quick question coming from myself. Now, what I saw earlier on is that your security system is more for the large scale application. But is there like a limit to it in terms of how small you can go in terms of the application of the security system, like
Yes,
for small businesses?
Yes, our solution is very scalable. You can take it for small places like offices, and in time, if you need to enlarge the project, no problem. It's scalable all the time. You can take office, or you can take a city and manage all the IoT or security systems.
Wow, that's great to hear, sir. Now, in terms of the technology in itself, how often do you need to upgrade your system for it to be fully functioning and safe?
Yes, if you are in our SLA service, so in each year we can upgrade the software one time or two times. That depends on the version that we are pulling out. And for that, you get new features and new ways to work with the software in a most enhanced option.
Wow. And one last question. Now, I saw in the video that you need a like a backbone system of CPUs to actually, well, monitor what's happening in the system. Is it accessible through a mobile app, either for Android or iOS?
Yeah, we have a mobile app for Android. It's for security guards patrol. You can adjust from Genesis the patrol of your security guards, and they need to read the QR code in each location that they are going to, and all the instructions in the mobile, including a map, that dynamic map that shows you the location and show you the next point that you need to go.
Wow. Okay. One last question, Mr. Cohen. Do you have distributors already here in the Philippines?
No, it's a new place that we want to enter to, and we're open for suggestions.
All right. So just in case if some of our members right now who are with us tonight, how can they get in touch with you?
Yes, we have all the details. I think you have it, and you can they can reach me directly, no problem. We have the mobile phone and my email address.
Okay, so thank you very much again for taking time and answering the questions, Mr. Cohen, and for making that presentation. Have a great evening ahead, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Again, we have a couple of questions that were just actually typed in just right now. Now, of course, we don't have enough time to actually answer all of the questions, but just in case, you may email the questions to our secretariat at iccp.ph. Again, that's secretariat@iccp.ph. And if you have any questions from the presentation of Mr. Yossi, please go ahead and email our secretariat, and we'll try to answer it as fast as possible. So again, once again, thank you very much for our special guest this evening, Mr. Yossi Cohen. Now, before we go on again with the rest of our meeting and our event, allow me to thank again our sponsors who supported us and made this event possible. So thank you to our platinum sponsors, Black Seal Advisors Inc., Ethiopian Airlines, and X-Lake Events. And thank you to our gold members, Dayanan Business Consultancy, Dusatani Manila, Paragon ICC, Star K Kosher, Watermatic Philippines, and Exceed. And also to our sponsors this evening, Dole Seafront and Harvest. To all of our sponsors, thank you for helping us in staging this event. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask all of you a question. Now, are you excited to know who the next board of directors will be? Yes, if you're very excited, click the raise hand icon on your Zoom link or in our Zoom meeting, so we can feel if you're excited also just like us. I heard that you have a very successful election recently, that 80% of the members actually voted. Wow, that's actually a high number for a voter turnout. That's a very good turnout. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, to tell us more about the recent elections and to announce the elected board of directors, let me introduce to you our Comunic Chair for this year's election. He is the president and CEO of Transcenture, and also a faculty at the University of the Asia and Pacific Graduate School of Management and a professor at the London School of Economics International Program. He is also the former managing director and general manager of Johnson & Johnson, ASEAN region. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome this year's Comunic Chair and one of the President Emeritus of Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, Mr. Ferdinand Sarfati.
Thank you very much, Edroy, for that warm introduction. A pleasant good evening to all of you. First and foremost, I'd like to thank all of you for staying on. And secondly, I'd like to congratulate the Israel Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, Board of Directors, and the President, Mr. Yorai, for a great 23rd General Membership meeting. Well, I'm here to present to all of you the result of the election for the new board of directors for the year 2021 to 2022. Well, let me start with my presentation. Well, I'm sure all of you are still remember the timeline that we have sent last week of April, and the timeline that we have put in for this election. That on May 3 to 14, we have announced that there is going to be an online nomination for the new board of directors, and it took place from May 3 to May 14, and we have received a lot of nomination, and it was a very active process. And on May 20, we have the nominees for where we had a meeting with all the nominees just to give them a preview or to give them the expectations of the board of directors for the board of directors. That was indeed a very enlightening moment, because out of the many nominees, some of them have decided to respectfully decline the nomination. And on May 21, we asked them to officially accept the nomination to become the official candidates for the board of directors. So we gave all the candidates a time to do a campaign. So we made it a point to have from May 24 to June 4 a campaign period, and the election time, online election, we did it on June 7 to 11. So the whole election process, as you can see here, there are 14 official candidates. So, and we have sent out to all the members their profile and their positions in the current company to introduce all the 14 candidates. No, so the statistics, as mentioned by Ed Roy, is very excellent. It's an outstanding performance or result, because for the first time, 80% of the members voted, and COMELEC only received 3 proxy votes. And I'd like to thank, of course, all the participants on the online election. So this is a clear indication that the ICCP or members of the ICCP would like to be involved in helping the chamber to bring the chamber to the new heights. No? And in this election also, there were 2 things, no, that we would like to, we've asked all the members to agree or disagree with on the 2 amendments of the 5 bylaws. Number 1 is the change of address. Original address is in Pasig, so we're moving it to Makati, and we received 78 votes. No, and the voted needed in order to amend the bylaws is at least 2/3 of the members. So both the suggested amendment were voted more than 2/3 of the members. So the amendment of the address, 78 votes or 77.23%. And we have also suggested to have a 2-year term for all the board of directors, so that we don't do it on a yearly basis. And besides, 1 year in the board, 1 year of presidency is not enough really to have continuity of all the programs. But of course, this thing, we all have agreed that the 2-year term amendment will only be applied to the elected board of directors starting 2022 to 2024. So next election, there's still going to be an election next year, and whoever will win the election next year will be for a 2-year term, and that's all amended. So we got more than 2/3 of the votes. So the amendment of the bylaws are on now. So now to present to you the result of the election. We have the tally of votes. No, so these are all auditable. So we have kept all the files, and the first one, Uri Ofek, got 83.75% of the votes. So he got the number 1 position. David Elephant was second with 78.75%. Yoav Gola had 77.5%. Idan Segev with 66.25% of the votes. Toto Barcelona got 60% of the votes. Rosemary Galang got 58.75% of the votes. Michael Makatangay got 58.75% of the votes. And March Barrow got 43.75%. Ziv also got 43.75%. Robert Sosobrado got 43.75%. Iris Bagilat got 37.5% of the votes. James Victor got 37.5%. So Rodolfo Reyes got 32.5%, and Victor Rodriguez got 25% of the votes. So we have a situation here wherein all of you knows that we need 9 board of directors. So we have a situation here that the 8th and 9th position got a tie. Three were on the 8th and 9th position. So in this situation, as part of the rulings of the COMELEC, and this is also very consistent with the Security and Exchange Commission's ruling also, or opinion, is that 2 things we can do. Number 1 is to ask those people who are on the tie to agree on a draw of lot. And if they will not agree, then there will be another election for the 2 positions. So we have spoken to the 3 people, and they all professionally agreed to have a draw of the lot. No, so last June 16, in order to fill the 8th and 9th position, we had a meeting with the 3 people, the 3 candidates, and we draw the lots. No? We recorded it to make it official, and the 8th and 9th position spot were selected. And out of that, the final and the 9 board of directors now, the newly elected board of directors are Uri Ofek, David Elephant, Yoav Golan, Idan Segev, Toto Barcelona, Rosemary Galang, Michael Makatangay, March Barrow, and Roberto Sosobrado. So I would like to congratulate the new 9 board of directors. So let me tell you that we have 14 candidates. Let me tell you how important the other candidates, who did not make it for the 9 board of directors. In the event that any of these people will not be able to fulfill their responsibilities and obligations and decide to leave the board of directors, the next in line will be offered the position by the president. And also, being part of the 14 candidates, it's up to the elected president to give them a responsibility in the chairmanship of any of the committee. So that is the full report that I have for the election of the new board of directors. So again, my congratulations to the 9 board of direction. So thank you very much to all of you, and this will all be put in our website, the winners of the 2021-2022 U Board of Directors. So with that, thank you very much, and I wish everyone all the best and stay safe to all of you. Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much, Mr. Sarfati, for showing us and being very transparent about the elections that we currently just had. So congratulations also to the incoming board of directors. You will have, just a reminder for the incoming board of directors, you will have your first board meeting just right after our GMM. So please take note, our secretariat is now sending you the Zoom link for your quick meeting with the committee chairs. Thank you very much. And again, congratulations to our board of directors. Now I want to ask all of our members still with us here in the Zoom meeting, who among you guys are excited to win the grand raffle tonight? And of course, you can click that raise hand icon for good luck here in our Zoom meeting. And I know all of you are excited for the raffle, but before we do that, let's hear from the generous sponsor who generously gave the grand raffle prize for us this evening. Our dear members, please let's welcome the country manager for Ethiopian Airlines, Mr. Estefanius Walkema.
Good afternoon, Board of Directors, distinguished guests, and members of the Israeli Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines. My name is Stefanios Walkema. I am country manager of Ethiopian Airlines in the Philippines. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude for being your major sponsor this afternoon. We appreciate the strong partnership and support of the Chamber to Ethiopian Airlines, as it is exclusive airline partner and a platinum member at that for the past 2 years. We look forward to more years of fruitful and solid collaboration with you. On a personal note, please allow me to thank you for nominating me in the recent election of ICCP Board of Directors. As much as I would love to be part of the ICCP board, I am unable to do so this year due to some personal issues. I would like you to know, however, that I am more than willing to provide any assistance in whatever way I can to the noble cause of the organization. I would like to congratulate Mr. Yorai Ofek and the newly elected board of directors of the ICCP. I wish you success in all your future projects and worldwide causes. Be rest assured of our continued support in all of the ICCP's programs and undertakings. As your exclusive airline partner, let me say a few words about Ethiopian Airlines. Ethiopian Airlines is the fastest growing and the most profitable airline in Africa. In its 75 years of excellent service, Ethiopian Airlines has become the continent's leading carrier, unrivaled in efficiency and operational success, and it has become the pioneer of African aviation. A member of Star Alliance and being the only African carrier operating to and from the Philippines, Ethiopian Airlines has been flying from Manila since 2015, connecting more than 127 international destinations in 5 continents: Africa, Europe, Middle East, including Tel Aviv, North and South America, via its hub in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. With the current COVID situation and following the Philippines government restrictions, we are operating only 2 flights per week, every Tuesday and Saturday, using the state-of-the-art Boeing 787 Dreamliner. We are optimistic to resume the regular operation of 4 flights per week as soon as the travel restrictions are eased. Ethiopian Airlines has been awarded by Skytrax for a 4-star rating and also named the best airline in Africa for the 3rd consecutive year, as well as the best business class and economy class in Africa. Being the largest aviation group in Africa, Ethiopian Airlines has introduced a medical insurance dubbed as Sheba Comfort to cover repatriation and quarantine costs related to COVID-19 for ticketed passengers on all our international flights until the end of this month. The global policy is part of the airline's extra security measures to protect passengers and ensure that they travel with greater peace of mind. For any rate, promo, or package inquiries, you may call us at 02-884-840-878 or 79 on weekends from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our city ticket office is strategically located in the business districts of Makati, near Legazpi village. You may also visit our website for latest updates and other COVID-related travel requirements at www.ethiopianairlines.com. You may also get in touch with ICP Secretariat and they will direct your concern to us. Finally, I would like to end my short message by sharing with you a short corporate video of Ethiopian Airlines. Maraming salamat, Todaraba, and thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you again, Mr. Wilkema, for your overwhelming support to ICCP. Now I'd like to also greet and welcome Ethiopian Airlines Marketing Manager, Ms. Marie Salvador, who's joining us for tonight also. So thank you for your generosity and joining us for today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's call on our former VP for External Affairs and PR, Mr. David Elephant, to help us with our raffle this evening. And by the way, congratulations, David. Hi, David. Congratulations again for being elected to be one of the directors for this year.
Okay, now I'll share my screen and we will draw the raffle.
Sure. And just for everyone's information, our grand raffle this evening, Mr. David, is 2 round-trip tickets to Israel, courtesy of our platinum member, Ethiopian Airlines. So, David, I'm sure that everyone's excited for this one. Are you ready to spin our wheel?
Here we go.
Here we go. Let's find out who's going to be the lucky member of ICCP who will be taking home again the two round-trip tickets to Israel, courtesy of Ethiopian Airlines. All right, so there we go. Congratulations, Sagib Masad. Yes. All right, again, you did not just win 1 ticket, but 2. That's 2 round-trip tickets to Tel Aviv. Thank you again very much to Mr. Estefanius Wilkema and Ms. Marie Salvador of Ethiopian Airlines, our platinum member for the tickets. Oh,
Can
wow.
we check first if Mr. Sagib is still with us?
Yes, okay, let's just check.
Mr. Masad, are you still with us?
Yes, I think the rule is the person needs to be here in order to win. Is that correct?
Okay.
We'll just check first.
I can see him here.
All right. There's a bit of suspense about
who's
going to win. But that's okay.
Mr. Masad?
Mr. Masad, are you here? So just give us a thumbs up or probably...
Yes, Mr. Masad is here. Mr. Sagib is our former ICCP president. Congratulations.
Oh, wow. So congratulations, Mr. Sagib. Well deserved. I think the luck is on your side for this evening. Hi, sir. Wow, your smile tells it all on how happy you are in winning this prize for this evening. So again, congratulations, Mr. Sagib Masad. Well deserved for staying with us also all throughout our meeting for tonight. So, I'd just like to ask, is Mr. Wilkema with us? Yes, he's with us right now. So, Mr. Wilkema, do you have anything to say or probably a few words to our winner and also to us all here at ICCP? Hi, Mr. Wilkema. Good evening.
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you for the invitation. Yeah, I'm really happy that the event is so much successful, and I would like to congratulate Mr. Masad for winning the raffle. Ethiopian Airlines will be always will be supporting the ICP in whatever way is necessary, and that's all I can say. Thank you.
And how about Mr. Masad? Do you have anything to say?
Thank you very much. God bless to you all. Great event tonight, and very good and promising board that was elected. And I'm very happy to get my share as well. Thank you very much.
So there you go. Congratulations again, Mr. Masad. And again, thank you for Mr. Wilkema for sponsoring the prize for this evening. So again, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful evening and a wonderful meeting for this for this afternoon and evening. So congratulations again to all of our new board of directors. And I'd like to thank everyone for coming. Again, my name is Ed Roy Lim. I'll see you all in our next event. And to everyone, good night, and let's have a great week ahead. Goodbye, guys. Thank you.